Listen, our final guests have taken the idea of lunch with friends one step further. Not content with a table for two by the window, they've created their own live chat show at the Edinburgh Festival and invited 200 people to bring their own lunches along with them. But we're delighted they found time before they head up north for the Fringe to join us on the Loose Lunch. Please welcome Neil and Christine Hamilton.
You look fab, may I say?
You do.
I've got to go...
especially before you put your clothes on back out there.
Yes, backstage just in time. I was talking to a young friend of mine who's about 17 the other day over the weekend, and you're his pin-up.
I know. I know.
Oh, yes, you've got a lot of young fans like that.
17? Oh, that really is too young. 22's OK, but 17... he's old for his age.
How comfortable are you with nudity?
Well, we do it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, we have done it. We once posed as Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we have a picture of this. Was this for a magazine?
Oh, you do?
You do.
Here we are.
Well, there was a slight technical hitch because they couldn't find a fig leaf big enough to start with.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
Okay, yes.
that, if you
So
will.
we had to use a dock leaf instead.
But were you perfectly comfortable like that?
No.
No.
I said I have to have not just one bottle, but an entire crate of champagne on hand if you're going to expect me to do that.
Right.
It was a very classy recreation of Adam and Eve.
We did it for charity, by the way.
Right.
Oh, yes, we did it for charity.
Was there a bit of airbrushing going on, or is that...
Just a tiny bit, yes.
Yes.
The old thighs, I think, had a little...
Which is all right, isn't
Which
it?
is all right. No, it's wonderful. And we did have a body stocking on, or I did.
And what do you feel about people, you know, on nudist beaches and... Do you think
Well,
they're
I don't-
exhibitionists or...?
You two have never been to a nudist beach. You sort of
we have.
strike me as the sort of couple that would go.
Well, do you know, great friends of ours called Barbara and Ian Pollard, they're known as the Naked Gardeners. And they have a garden that's open to the public in Malmesbury, which is near where we live in Wiltshire.
Yeah.
And they have clothes optional days.
Oh,
And Barbara used to be a model, you see, so she actually is very beautiful. She's now in her sort of early 50s, but she's still fantastic. Her legs almost as good as Carol's. I have to say that because Carol's sitting next to me.
Do you join them on their clothing optional days, and which way do you opt?
We don't. We don't.
We know our limitations.
Really?
We don't. No, I don't like it.
What about at home, though?
A bit. We don't worry about wandering around with nothing on, but we don't sort of do it deliberately. No, I mean, you'd feel a bit silly cooking the sausage.
I mean, well, if I do,
worried.
and Christine will say, oh, go and put your clothes on, you look like a tree-climbing goat.
With a calendar on your head.
Especially if I'm wearing suspenders.
Well, you have worn suspenders.
I have, I'm wearing them now, in fact.
No, you're not.
Yeah, well, that was in the Rocky Horror Show.
That was in the Rocky Horror Show,
It's
yes.
amazing what you have to turn your hand to in life, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, your lives have just changed so dramatically and so completely, haven't they? And you're...
I mean, I never thought I would learn to dance down a staircase in 6-inch stiletto heels, wearing fishnet tights and a basque.
And be paid.
It comes in handy all the time, of course.
And you're off to, of course, to the festival.
We're off to
Is
Edinburgh.
this your third time?
It's the third, and this really is live television, the last.
You always say that.
I know, we said that last year.
Well, we say this could be the last time.
No, we argued about whether we were going to say this could.
Why have you decided to sort of put the cap on it?
Well,
Well,
we
it'd be
love
nice
it.
to have August back, because it's on in August every year, and it takes the whole month, so it's quite a time commitment. We have a lot of fun when we're there, because we see hundreds of other shows, which we wouldn't normally get the chance to see at all.
Really
We've met some
zany
wonderful
showbiz
people.
friends. It's such fun.
And you have, like, guests on, don't you, from the other...
Yes, you
the
can all
other
come.
acts and...
Yes.
But is it a bit like, you know, because I imagine... Because you have booze as well, don't you?
We do. We
We
have
do,
champagne,
anyway.
bottles of champagne.
Yes.
For
Do you
us.
really?
I open the show by firing champagne cork at the audience. You see. Maybe you could do that here.
But
Do you know, seriously?
literally...
Sorry,
Yeah,
do you
go
know, I
ahead.
want to get this bit out, but do you know how we describe the show to people when they say, well, what's it like? We say, well, it's a cross between Heidi High and Loose Women with just a dash of Newsnight.
Oh, very interesting.
And we also have a midnight show, which is called a Midnight Feast with the Hamiltons.
Is that a bit ruder?
Well, it's the lunchtime show, but with added filth.
It's sort of cabaret style. We get the sort of risque act. But seriously...
Talking about nudity, as we were a moment ago, we did have an all-nude version of our show last year on our Midnight
No, but
Feast.
we weren't.
No, but we had the puppetry of the penis on,
Right.
the boys in the buff, who were appearing up with Faith Brown last year, and the naked comedy show as well.
Showcase.
And is that the same again
And it's
this year?
amazing how different human bodies can be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know, there were 8 naked men on the stage. One of them was actually sitting on my knee. I know. It was terribly small.
The knee?
No, my knee's quite large. No, another part of his anatomy. And I couldn't have believed that 8 of them could be so different. Mess.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. He brought it up.
We were also talking about, earlier in the show, about how comfortable you are around money when it comes to your friends asking for a loan.
I don't mind lending money, giving money to friends at all, and we've done a lot of it in our time, but there are certain people, I would put the emphasis on who it is who is either asking or needs to borrow. And there are some people, friends of ours, who I just would not lend to, but there are others who I would happily lend thousands to, and when we've done it. And we've never been let down by anybody.
I mean, it's an academic question in my case, really, because I've been bankrupt and Christine empties my pockets every night.
You've got nothing to give.
I have to lend him money to get through the week.
We're also talking about weight and sort of how conscious you've been over the years of your own weight going up and down, or whether you're in denial and things.
Well, do you know, I used to look at middle-aged women and I thought, well, why do they let themselves go? Why don't they just get a grip? Why do these things start appearing over the top of the waistband? You know, why don't they just do something about it? Well, I now know that it's not easy. No. It's a constant battle with weight.
As you get over how it's quite tricky, isn't it?
And how are you? Would you ever tell her? Oh, you're looking a bit...
Yeah, I only speak when I'm spoken to.
So do you not tell each other, like, if you're putting weight on or you don't like the look of
I tell Neil, actually.
Yeah.
He doesn't tell me. He doesn't.
You tell me a lot of other things as well, of course. All my other failings and flaws, too. So,
Are you into sort of keeping fit? Because you did the Help the Aged trek, didn't you?
Well, no, we are into keeping fit, but I've had, as all these middle-aged questions, I've had foot problems recently, and I've had to have 2 operations for something called a Morton's neuroma, which is a swollen nerve in your foot, and it's agony. And it has completely stopped me doing any exercise.
The consultant said it was the most impressive Morton's neuroma he'd ever seen.
I know.
As you'd expect.
I know.
But, so Christine can't really walk very easily at the minute.
Supposed to be doing, this autumn, I'm supposed to be doing a Help the Aged trek.
Right.
And I'm the ambassador for the Help the Aged trek, but I'm not going to be able to do it. I
Can't you get someone to carry you? Get Neil to carry you on his back.
I'll tell you what I've got. This is awful, isn't it? Right now, I'm not going to show you. I've got those... supports under the ball of your foot. Now, honestly, anybody, if you have any foot problems, especially young people, if you're wearing... They're absolutely amazing. Any chemist, just pull them off the thing. They are fabulous.
And been helping you out.
They really do.
When are you heading north? When are you in action?
Oh, the end of the month.
2 weeks on
Just 2
Thursday.
weeks.
And it's the Pleasance Theatre, isn't
Pleasance Dome. There are several venues called the Pleasance, and ours is the Pleasance Dome. And we appear in what is normally a chapel, which accounts for the air of spirituality about the show.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us
It's
today.
our pleasure.
The Hamiltons,
Do come
everybody.
see us in Edinburgh.
That's us done for Monday. Tomorrow, we have the star of 70's show, The Bionic Woman, will be here, Lindsay Wagner, and some very loose talk with Sue Pollard. We'll see you then.